Joint Resolution 84 be adopted. Lead from the 57th on adoption.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Each representative takes understandable pride in their district. We've made our homes there, we've raised families, some of us. If we're old enough, we watch those children grow and come back to their homes, careers, and families in the district. I'm super proud to represent the good people of Appleton and Menasha in the heart of the Fox Valley. And if you haven't visited, I encourage you to do so. Maybe for one of the Broadway musicals at the Fox Cities Performing Arts Center. Maybe you'll come and stay in one of our beautiful downtown hotels and visit one of our many museums, the Trout Museum of Art, the History Museum at the Castle, the Building for Kids, or the Paper Discovery Center. I sure hope you'll come in the summer for Mile of Music in August, a nationally renowned free music festival with over 900 live music sets at 70 venues. Why am I talking about these things? Well, in 2020, the COVID-19 pandemic spurred global public health and economic crises. Over 13,000 Wisconsinites have lost their lives to the virus, and hardworking families and workers were stretched to the breaking point as communities across the state felt the impact, as we all followed the best advice based on the knowledge we knew at the time. We stayed safer at home to slow the spread of the virus, and by doing so, we protected the health and well-being of our community, and it was the right thing to do. It also meant that industries like tourism took a big hit. Well, thank God for Joe Biden and Tony Evers. $2 billion in federal funds in 2020 from the state's Coronavirus Relief Fund, which was made available to Wisconsin through the Federal Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act. Those dollars were invested in pandemic response efforts throughout the state and in my district, helping Wisconsinites and their families cover the essentials in rent, utilities, and helping businesses stay afloat and local governments keep their essential services operating. In my district alone, $1.6 million was awarded in event venue award grants. Lodging businesses in Appleton received $1.2 million. Small businesses in Appleton and Menasha received $12,430,000 from We're All in Small Business Grants and Wisconsin Tomorrow Small Business Recovery Grant programs. The Fox Cities Performing Arts Center, which I mentioned before, received $362,000, and Williams Marketing of the Mile of Music production team was awarded $335,000. I'm going to read from a printed document with permission.
Without objection.
I'm going to read a quote from Pam Seidel, the Executive Director of the Fox Cities Convention Center and Visitors Bureau. Tourism was one of the hardest hit industries during the pandemic. The tourism industry has benefited greatly from the ARPA funds on federal and state and local levels. The Fox Cities Convention Center and Visitors Bureau was a recipient of a destination marketing organization grant from the state that will support efforts to bring back meetings and conventions to the area, and the Community First Champion Center, Fox Cities, received funds via Outagamie County's ARPA allotment to offset costs related to PPE and sanitation efforts. ARPA funds have been essential in the tourism industry's recovery in the Fox Cities, and we are grateful for them. Now I'm going to read a quote from Linda Garvey. She's the manager of that Fox Cities Convention Center and Visitors Bureau. The federal assistance offered to tourism partners in our state were critical in the survival of so many. With the grant received for the Fox Cities Exhibition Center, we were able to bring back some employees that had been displaced early in the pandemic. Not only did this keep them off of unemployment, it also gave these employees a greater sense of purpose coming into work every day. I saw with my own eyes how their spirit to serve our community and our customers returned when they were called back to work. And finally, one more quote, this one from Maria Van Lannen of the Fox Cities Performing Arts Center. In March 2020, gathering people indoors for experiences was no longer possible due to the spread of COVID-19. The center took swift action to protect the health and safety of the staff and volunteers. Funding received through the CARES Act allowed us to maintain a limited number of staff members to develop and deliver meaningful programs that continued to enhance our students' classroom lessons, regardless of what shape those classrooms took during the pandemic, and programs that connected our community to virtually in a time of dire isolation. Specifically, the Shuttered Venues Operators Grant, part of the American Rescue Plan, allowed us to bring back our full staff bring the beautiful Fox Cities Performing Arts Center back to life, and the necessary health and safety equipment processes to safely welcome people back to their gathering place. These were not my words. These were the words of the tourism-based businesses in my district, and because of Tony Evers' allocation, these businesses and industries were able to make it through tough times, and they are ready to welcome you today. Thank you.